Right. So today we're diving into something kind of different.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're taking a look at this article by Nicholas Bourbaki
Okay.
called Pasted Text.
Yeah.
And, it's about how we all feel about
Right.
AI and jobs, the emotional side of it.
Yeah, it's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah. And Bourbaki, he really lays it all out there, especially this
Yeah.
feeling of grief.
Grief, yeah, absolutely. Like it's almost I find it fascinating how he describes this feeling of grief, almost like he's mourning a loss.
Right.
Like the loss of his identity as a professional, you know?
Yeah.
Like he was a web developer for years and years, built up all these skills,
Right.
and now AI can just do so much of it
Yeah.
faster, cheaper.
And that's where it really hits hard, right?
Yeah.
It's not just, oh, I might lose my job. It's
Yeah.
what I've dedicated myself to all this time, maybe it doesn't matter as much anymore.
Totally. Like your expertise, what you've built, it's suddenly devalued.
Yeah, exactly. It really
Yeah.
makes me think of, those
Right.
Kubler-Ross stages of grief, right?
Mhm.
Denial, anger,
Mm-hmm.
bargaining, depression,
Yeah.
then, eventually acceptance.
You know, the thing is, he actually brings those stages up directly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like he talks about how at first he was totally in denial, like no way, AI can't possibly do that.
Right.
Then comes the anger, right? Like it's not fair, it's all happening too fast.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, maybe I can, maybe if I learn just enough AI, I can stay ahead of it.
Right, right.
You know, the bargaining stage. But it just keeps leading back to this feeling of what's the point?
It's almost like an existential crisis, really.
Yeah.
And honestly, I bet a lot of people listening, they've felt some version of that, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, think about it.
Like, have you ever had that feeling
Yeah.
that that your skills are becoming obsolete?
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
It's that fear that everything you've built is just going to vanish.
Yeah. And, you know, it's a very valid fear. I mean, look at what's happening.
Right.
But the thing is, we don't have to just sit back and let it happen. We need to change our mindset. Instead of what did I lose? It needs to be what can I create now?
That's a powerful way to look at it. But in the article, Gorvaki, he really struggles with this whole AI first idea,
Right.
Like he's been building things himself for so long. It's hard to suddenly switch gears,
It's tough.
collaborate with AI.
Yeah, I think a lot of professionals are hitting that wall.
Hmm.
It's like this fundamental shift from building, you know, doing it all yourself
Right?
to suddenly collaborating, working with AI.
Yeah, yeah.
Like not trying to do everything, but figuring out how to leverage these tools to make what you do even better.
He tells this story in the article about a teacher who uses AI to
Yeah.
make her lesson plans. And for him, it was this total light bulb moment,
Yeah. He saw how it actually freed her up
Really?
to focus on her students, you know, building those relationships, encouraging creativity.
The human connection, right?
Exactly. The things that AI, at least for now,
Yeah.
can't really do.
And that's the thing. It highlights how AI, it doesn't have to be a replacement. It can be like a partner,
Yeah.
freeing us up to focus on the things that really make us human at work.
Yeah. The uniquely human elements of any job. I like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how do we even start to make that shift?
Yeah. How do you go from feeling threatened to,
Yeah.
ready to partner up with AI?
Exactly.
Well, I think, a good first step is to really think about what does AI first even mean
Right.
in your specific field? It's not like everyone needs to become a coder or something.
Right.
It's more about understanding how AI can help you be even better at what you already do.
Okay, yeah. So, like, can you give me an example? Like, what would that actually look like? Okay, so let's say you're a graphic designer.
Okay.
Right. So instead of, you know, spending hours making every little detail,
Yeah.
you could use AI tools to help you like generate different versions of a logo maybe, or see what different color palettes look like.
Oh, okay.
And that frees you up to focus on, you know, the big picture creative decisions,
Right.
refining the concepts that AI helps you come up with.
So it's not that AI takes over. It's more like it helps you
Oh, yeah.
be more creative in a way.
Exactly. And it's the same for, you know, so many fields. Like imagine writers using AI to help with research, maybe break through writer's block.
Oh, yeah.
Even musicians using AI to experiment with sounds, you know, arrangements, different.
It's like having like this superpowered assistant, right?
Yeah.
To take care of the boring stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can focus on, like you said, that human element, the expertise.
And the thing is, once you get comfortable using these tools, you might even find they spark new ideas, things you wouldn't have thought of otherwise.
Oh, interesting. So Bourbaki mentions this fear a lot of people have,
Yeah.
that their skills are just becoming obsolete.
That's a big one.
What can people actually do about that?
He makes this analogy in the article. He compares trying to keep up with AI by strapping jet engines onto a horse and cart,
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't work. We need to adapt, and that means it means really committing to lifelong learning.
So how do we do that? What are some actual things people can do?
Well, I think the first thing is figure out where AI is going to hit your field the hardest,
Okay, yeah.
Then start looking for, online courses, workshops, things like that.
Oh, okay. So
That get you those specific skills you'll need.
Are there any specific resources you recommend for that kind of thing?
Oh, so many. I mean, there's platforms like Coursera, EDX. They've got courses on everything.
Yeah.
From the basics of AI to how it's used in every industry you can imagine.
Oh, okay.
And don't forget about, online communities. Those can be really helpful.
Right.
Joining forums, groups about AI, and your field specifically. It's a great way to,
Stay up to date, yeah.
stay up to date, connect with people who are already doing this stuff.
So it's okay to just start small.
Yeah.
You don't need to
Yeah.
become an AI expert right away.
Just start small. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about continuously learning, evolving.
Right.
Try out different tools, ask questions, and most importantly, just be open to, to learning and adapting.
Yeah, being willing to experiment and
Yeah.
maybe even fail a little bit along the way.
Totally. That's part of the process.
It seems like mindset is a really big part of this whole thing, right?
It's huge, yeah.
It's not just about learning new skills.
Right.
It's really about changing how we think about AI.
It's how you see it.
Yeah, and how it fits into our professional lives.
I think, Bourbaki's story is really powerful because of that. He had to go through
Right.
all that, the grief, the resistance,
Yeah.
before he could even begin to see AI as something to work with,
Right.
like potentially a partner, even a muse.
He talks about that, right? That shift from what did I lose
Yeah.
to what can I create now?
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like a really
Huge.
powerful way to reframe this whole thing.
Yeah, and I think that's the takeaway, for anyone listening. We don't have to see AI as this threat.
Right.
What if we saw it as an opportunity to grow, to innovate, to create something totally new?
Like shifting from a mindset of fear to
Yeah,
a
exactly.
mindset of curiosity almost.
And that curiosity, it can lead to amazing things. I mean, think about it. You could uncover new passions, find unexpected career paths.
Right.
And ultimately, I think we can build a future where AI and human ingenuity, they work together
Okay, yeah.
to make things better.
Okay, so we've talked about, how we feel about all this and how we need to kind of change our thinking.
Right, yeah.
But let's get practical for a minute.
Okay, sure.
What are people actually doing with AI right now? Making a real difference at work?
Well, we talked about that teacher using AI for lesson plans.
Yeah.
That's a great example. But it goes way beyond that. I mean, look at healthcare. AI is being used to analyze medical images, which helps doctors catch things they might miss otherwise.
Wow.
And it can even personalize treatment, based on a patient's genes, their lifestyle.
That's amazing. So it's not replacing doctors. It's giving them
exactly. Boost.
giving them superpowers to help people even more.
Absolutely. And think about architects using AI to design buildings that save energy.
Oh, wow.
Or musicians using it to compose soundtracks.
It makes you think, though. We keep saying collaborate with AI. But what does that even look like, day to day? It's easy to say use it as a tool. But
yeah, how do you actually do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it depends on what you do, of course. But usually it starts with figuring out what tasks AI can help with.
Okay.
Maybe streamline them, make them better. Like a marketing team using AI to analyze customer data to make their messages more personal, or a lawyer using AI to go through tons of documents, find the important stuff.
So it's finding those spots where AI can take some of the busy work off your plate.
Yeah, Exactly.
So we have time for the things that need, human judgment, creativity.
Right. And, as you get used to using these tools, you might find they
Hmm.
spark new ideas and approaches you hadn't thought of before.
Right. That's where
That's the muse part.
yeah, that idea of AI as a muse
Mm.
from Bourbaki's article,
It's a good one.
it really stuck with me. It's not just about doing things faster.
Right.
It's about using AI to be more creative in new ways.
Exactly. And that's where it gets really exciting, when we go beyond just automating stuff
Right.
and start using AI to make new things, solve problems differently, push the boundaries.
So for our listeners who are, they're interested in all this, but maybe feeling a little overwhelmed,
Yeah.
what's the first step? Where do they even begin?
I'd say just get curious. Start exploring what's out there.
Okay.
Play around with some free AI tools. You'd be surprised what you can do, even without any coding knowledge.
And it's a journey, right? It's not like you have to become an expert overnight.
No, not at all.
Just start exploring. Keep asking questions. Be open to learning as you go.
I love that. It's about being open to the possibilities, letting yourself be surprised by what you find.
So to wrap up our deep dive today into AI and all these, these big feelings that come with it, we've talked about the tough stuff, the need to adapt, but also the amazing potential here.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Now, think about what you're good at, what you love to do. But what if you combine that with the power of AI? What could you create? What problem could you solve? It's pretty exciting to think about.